Okay, we're going to convene the meeting. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. This meeting of January 6, 2026 was included in a meeting notice sent to the Burlington County Times and the Central Record on December 17, 2025, and advertised in said newspapers on December 21, 2025, and December 25, 2025, respectively, posted on the website and the bulletin board in the municipal building on December 17, 2025, and has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Stand for the flag salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll do roll call. Ms. Santamore?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Present.
Ms. Milk?
Here.
Ms. Voorhees?
Here.
Mr. Cizik?
Here.
At this time, we're going to have the swearing in of the council-elect. Mr. Cox, if you'd like to come forward. And Commissioner Allison Eccles is going to swear him in.
I'm ready when you are. See it?
That's service. I state your name.
I, Raymond Cox,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will
and that I will
bear true faith
true faith and allegiance, bear true faith and allegiance,
and allegiance to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do further
Solemnly swear
that I will
impartially
and justly
perform all the duties
of the office
of
councilperson
of Medford Township
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
There you go.
Now you have to sign it.
Yeah.
Next, Ms. Santamore.
Do you have someone standing up with you? You don't have to.
No, that's
Okay. Okay, you're going to come a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to hold a Bible? You don't have to. Okay.
Would you like me to hold it? Put your hand on it, or would you like to?
Oh, that's
Here
okay.
you are, sir. There you go. Somebody.
No book is required, but you can choose one if you want to. Okay. You raise your right hand.
Oh, there you go. Am I doing this one?
You're good. Why don't we shift this way a little bit so that people can see you?
I haven't done this 100
You're
times.
doing great. Okay. Ready?
Yes, I am.
It's an easy repeat after me song. Okay. Don't sing. I state your name.
I, Catherine Santamore,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will
bear true faith
and allegiance to the
And-
same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I do further
I do further
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will
impartially
and justly
and justly
perform
perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of councilperson of Medford Township
all the duties of councilperson of Medford Township
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
There you go.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Right here?
Right there.
Is that okay?
Perfect. Thank you. Next, Ms. Voorhees. And Senator Latham Tiber is coming to swear her in.
You ready?
I
You're
am.
not nervous, right?
Nope, I'm
All right,
ready.
Here we go. I state your name.
I, Michelle Voorhees,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of councilperson
of the office of councilperson
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
You did it.
Thank you.
At this time, we need to get a nomination for mayor for 2026.
Madam Clerk, I would like to nominate Mike Cizik to be mayor for the year 2026.
I'd like to second that.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. Ms. Santamore?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Milk?
Yes.
Ms. Voorhees?
Yes.
Mr. Cizik?
Yes.
Congratulations.
I open nominations for,
You're now chairing the meeting.
understood, thank you.
So next, we need nominations for deputy mayor for 2026.
I nominate Michelle Voorhees for Deputy Mayor 2026.
Second.
Do you have any other nominations? Okay, we'll do roll call. Ms. Santamore?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Milk?
Aye.
Ms.
Yes.
Voorhees?
Yes.
Mayor Cizik?
Yes.
Congratulations. And at this time, Mr. Cizik, come on down for your oath. Senator Latham Tiber will be delivering the oath.
Yeah.
Twister.
Yeah, go easy on me here.
Over here? The gang's all here?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. I state your name.
I, Michael Sizik,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of mayor
of the office of mayor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ms. Voorhees, would you like to come up?
Wouldn't be here without you.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, here we go. I state your name.
I, Michelle Voorhees,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United
of
States
the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will impartially
that I will impartially
and justly perform
and justly perform
all of the duties
all of the duties
of the office of Deputy Mayor
of the office of Deputy Mayor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We'll take 2 minutes for pictures. That's okay? Stick around.
Oh, okay, okay. Happy New Year, everyone. I have to go to Shimon and do the same thing. Okay.
Yes, okay. Okay, Ms. Wicker, may you please call the roll?
Ms. Santamore?
Yeah, here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Ms. Mill?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Here.
Mayor Sizik?
Here. Okay, before we move on, I'd like to take an opportunity just to thank everyone for coming this evening. I want to begin by thanking the people of Medford for the trust you have placed in us. To my fellow council members, being chosen to serve as mayor is both humbling and deeply meaningful. This is a responsibility I do not take lightly, and I will work each single day to honor it. For all of us on this dais, tonight is not simply the start of a new year. It is a continuation of a long tradition of public service in a town that expects and deserves the very best from its leaders. We are here because the residents of Medford believe in us, in our judgment, in our intentions, and our commitment to doing what is right for this community. Before we look ahead, it is important to recognize those who came before us. Mayor Rebstock, Mayor Watson, Councilwoman Donna Simons, each dedicated years of steady leadership and service to this community. Each had served as deputy mayor, contributed on the planning board, attended countless economic development and environmental meetings, and devoted countless hours, often sacrificing time with their own families,
to help guide Medford forward. Their work is not forgotten. It's embedded in our ordinances, in our infrastructure, in our preserved lands, and the character of this town. We stand on the foundation they built, and we owe them our thanks. Thank you. I also want to recognize the heartbeat of Medford, our staff and our volunteers. This town runs the way it does because people show up early, stay late, and give everything they have to make this community safe, functional, and welcoming. Our police officers, our firefighters, our EMS personnel, our public works teams, township employees, board members, and event volunteers. You are the reason Medford is more than a town. Your sacrifice is seen, it's appreciated, and it's essential. I want to recognize our professionals. Though they serve in a paid capacity, their commitment to Medford extends far beyond any contract. They are our neighbors. They have demonstrated steady, responsible stewardship of this community for many years. And none of this would be possible without the families and spouses who support those who serve. Public service requires late nights, difficult conversations, and time away from home. To the families who carry that burden quietly, thank you. Your support makes every part of this possible. Tonight is an inflection point for Medford. Inflection points do not define a community on their own. We define them by our choices, our conduct, and our intentions. To my colleagues on council, I'd like to speak directly and with respect. Our responsibility is to Medford, only Medford. Not any outside pressures, not the noise or distraction, not anything that pulls us away from the work that people expect us to do. Our neighbors do not have to live here. They choose to. They save longer, they sacrifice more, they work harder, they dig deeper, all for the opportunity to raise their families in an extraordinary town, to be part of something truly special, to call Medford home. We owe it to them, to those who built this community, to those who will inherit this community, to lead with intention, integrity, and professionalism. We will not always agree. No council ever does. But disagreement must not eclipse purpose. The differences must never outweigh our shared duty to this town. We all come to serve Medford for a reason, a why, that pushes us to step forward when it would be much easier to stay on the sidelines. Whether that why is here with you in this room tonight, or halfway around the world, or whether their enduring memories walk beside you each day, offering quiet support, I ask you to remember it. Hold it close, protect it, stand guard over it, let it be your North Star. Because there will be moments when others try to use your passion for their power, or pull you into battles that do not serve this town. Your why must be stronger than their noise. Let it guide you, steady you, and remind you who you are here to serve, the people of Medford, and no one else. As mayor, I intend to strengthen and expand how we communicate with our residents. You will see regular mayor's reports, changes to our agenda structure, town hall style meetings, and clear opportunities for residents to share ideas and concerns. We will continue to use tools like the Discover Medford QR code to provide accessible information, highlight what's happening in town, and ensure residents feel informed, connected, and included. For me personally, this moment carries deep meaning. I have always viewed Medford as the sunlit uplands, a place worth driving for, worth saving for, worth dreaming about, a place where you hope someday not just to live, but to give back. Today marks another opportunity to do exactly that. I now have the privilege of serving every family in Medford, families who have been here for generations, and families that just began their story here. For all of them, this responsibility matters. To my colleagues, to our staff, to our volunteers, and to every resident who places their trust in me, thank you. Thank you for believing in Medford. Thank you for believing in what we can accomplish together. We are here to serve. Thank you. This time, I'd like to give the floor to Mr. Prine.
The public comment section, if you'll notice on the agenda, there are two public comment sections of the agenda. The first public comment section is for public comment on the reorganization agenda only. There is a general public comment section during our regular meeting, as we always do. You can comment about anything you want. On this portion of the agenda, the public comments are limited to the reorganization matters, if you have any comments on those. Then we'll move into the resolutions for reorganization, then move into the regular meeting. There will be a public comment section then, as normal. Okay?
Thank you, sir. So, at this time, I will open it up to public comment
On the reorganization.
on
agenda.
reorganization matters only.
Yep.
If I may, yeah, we'll just have to read. Thank you, sir. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the incredible gift that we are about to do. Across the world, countless people still dream of the freedoms we have. Freedoms that so many brave men and women have sacrificed their lives to defend. Their rights, these rights we exercise tonight, to speak openly, to disagree respectfully, to be heard by our community, are not just a privilege, they are an unalienable, God-given right paid for in courage and sacrifice. Let's honor that by engaging each other with civility, with respect, and with a shared commitment to building a stronger community together. Each member of the public will be given 5 minutes in which they can address the chair. I ask Mr. Hornicle to keep the time and provide a 1-minute warning. I ask the members of council to politely hold their comments to the end. If you'd like to speak, please raise your hand and you'll be called to the microphone. Please state your name and any portion of your address you feel comfortable. Please speak loudly and clearly. Yes, ma'am. We can bring you the podium, ma'am, if you need it.
I'm good. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to our new council members. Look forward to working with you this year. And also congratulations, Mayor, and also Deputy Mayor. Congratulations and Happy New Year to the entire council. My name is Mary Lucas. I live at 207 Taunton Boulevard in Medford. This was going to be something I was going to sort of report out on later, but it does seem like it might be meaningful. All of the meetings are not transactional. And if they are, it's because someone's calling out rather than, responding appropriately. When we have initiatives that are before council, in order for us to get an answer, then we have to call people individually. I was thinking if there would be a way of formatting the meeting to include a segment that might include council reporting back to us on some of the initiatives rather than having multiple phone calls and then somebody trying to call other people and advise them as to what's happened. And maybe you take the 5 minutes at the end of the meeting and say to us, your initiative is here, and here are some of the things that are being addressed, and we should have an answer shortly. I think it would be better for us if it were transactional in a way, and it would certainly give the new council members sort of a flavor of what's happening in the community, and also educate those of us that are not privy to some of the other committees that are functioning. So just throwing it out there as a possibility to exchange information. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I'll make a comment to that. We did have an opportunity to meet prior to being sworn in, and we agreed as council to offer, I'm just going to make sure I get the number, 6 town hall style meetings that would take the place of regular council meetings, in which the format will be much more open to the public dialogue that you're referring to. You've been heard, and I think all the residents have ever been heard, so they'll be posted on the resolution and then on the bulletin board when those meetings will be coming up. But they're scattered throughout the year. I know you can't see it, but there's a few red squares there that signify the town hall style meetings. But thank you for your comment. Anyone else for public comment?
On the reorganization.
On reorganization only? Okay, gentleman in the back.
Oh, boy.
And your time has started.
Starts.
No.
Congratulations on the new guys, Ray, Voorhees, and Kathy. It's nice to have some new faces up here. It really is. I think we have a great team now of leadership here in our community, and I'm hoping you guys do turn around some of the things that have gone on the last 10 years. I know you read off a statement that the foundation was really set with the last couple. I would not agree with that at all. I would actually say that Medford Township has turned its back against the community the last 10 years. You guys are in here now really turning it around. We don't need to get into all that. The subject matter right now, what is it I'm allowed to talk about and not?
Just the reorganization, there's resolutions on here. If you have any questions about that or the comment you made is appropriate, it's about the reorganization.
You'll have
There is
full opportunity.
another public comment section like you
Gotcha.
usually have.
All right.
That way you can talk about anything.
Yeah, no, I think I understand. So let's just talk about then, you guys are picking new members for the planning board? Is that part of what I can talk
That's
about?
just the regular meeting.
That's the regular
Right.
meeting.
Okay.
And that's before the resolution.
But that is part of the reorganization of the planning board, right?
No, it's actually under the regular portion of the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'll come back up here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys.
Come back
Thank you.
up- come back up there.
Anyone else for public comment? Yes, ma'am?
Congratulations to Michelle, Kathy, and Ray. If you remember Councilman Civic, I said we will be sitting next to you. We have two of we sitting here. I think I'm very happy to see all of you, and we are hoping that we will all work together. All of you will work together for the benefit of the town, and it's good to see mixed government. That's what I'm going to say. It's not about political parties. It's about governance here. Our town needed more transparency. You needed to hear the town folks. And I think whatever decisions I heard the town halls, that's awesome. That is great. It's wonderful. So we're hoping that this trend will continue. And, I am that we will be less worried about winning a seat than doing the job. I think we will pick more of, this is public service. And I hope that everyone sitting there now will do justice. I know two sitting here very well, and I can guarantee you they will. I'm hoping that you all will work together for the benefit of all of us. Congratulations. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Anyone else for reorganization, public comment? Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name is Louis Silver. I'm a highly citizen in the County of Burlington and State of New Jersey. Just want to clarify Resolution 1126. Can I give more information? I'm just curious about one question.
Authorizing installments of not yet due for special assessments not to be placed in tax sale. Is that the one you're asking about?
Yeah.
Daniel, you want to?
Yes, we have a few special assessments on the books, and this authorizes the tax collector continue to collect those assessments over the coming year.
In other words, if you don't pay your taxes, your property goes up for tax sale. We have special assessments that allow staged payments that won't go to tax sale. They're allowed to continue to collect those payments.
My last question is, what if a person is in the military who's paying taxes, paying everything?
Well, the separate statutes deal with somebody with the military.
Okay.
Yes, that's different, yes.
And thanks, Mr. Raymond, for letting me know about this great meeting. Came straight from my house to enjoy and record this meeting at 4K format. Thank you, me as a guest.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? No? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close public comment?
Second.
Public comment is closed.
It can be a voice vote.
Oh,
For closing public
oh,
comment?
I'm sorry, yeah. Vote to close public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we are moving on to resolutions. We have 13 resolutions. We have Resolution 1, 2026, approval of 2026 temporary budget. Resolution 2, 2026, designating official newspapers. Resolution 3, 2026, authorizing execution of checks. Resolution 4, 2026, establishing interest rate delinquent taxes. Resolution 5, 2026, authorizing refunds for duplicate tax or utility payments of overpayments. Resolution 6, 2026, adopting the year 2026 cash management plan of the Township of Medford. Resolution 7, 2026, authorizing to reestablish custodians of petty cash funds. Resolution 8, 2026, appointing contact person for the Employment Practices Liability Helpline, Burlington County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund. Resolution 9, 2026, appointing Municipal Joint Insurance Fund Commissioner, Alternate Fund Commissioner, Claims Coordinator, and Safety Coordinator. Resolution 10, 2026, authorizing the tax collector, to cancel 2025 and 2026 tax and sewer water balances, credits, and/or debits in the amount less than $10. Resolution 11, 2026, authorizing installments not yet due for special assessments not to be placed in tax sale. Resolution 12, 2026, authorizing $25 fee for mailing of tax sale notices and electric tax sale. Resolution 13, 2026, establishing meeting dates for 2026. Does anyone have any questions on these resolutions?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to offer an amendment to Resolution 2-2026.
I'm sorry, what's the number?
Resolution 2-2026.
First, we need a motion to approve the resolutions and a second, then a motion to amend would be in order. Is there a motion to approve the resolutions?
Motion to approve the resolutions.
Second.
Okay, so there's a move and second, now there's a motion.
I make a motion to amend Resolution 2-2026 to include as the secondary official newspaper for the Township of Medford, the Pine Barrens Tribune.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Motion to amend? Okay. Under Robert's Rules of Order, the motion to amend takes precedent. We need a roll call vote on that motion to amend. Tara?
Ms. Santamore?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
No.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
No.
Mayor Sizik?
No.
And a roll call on the motion to approve the resolution? Unless there's any other, I'm sorry, is there any other?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, roll call for resolutions. Ms. Santamore?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Yes.
Mayor Sizik?
Yes. Okay, the resolutions are approved.
Yes.
We are moving on to communications. There are no special presentations this evening. We've already had a few. This is an opportunity now for council members, if they have any communication matters they'd like to share with the public. Okay. For scheduling items, our next meeting will be January 20th. It will be in the Public Safety Building right here at 6:30. We'll move on to approval of minutes. Due to the transition of terms by 3 council seats, I ask that Deputy Mayor Voorhees, Councilwoman Santamore, and Councilman Cox abstain from this section. So I will ask Councilwoman Milk. We have minutes from December 16th council meeting and December 16th executive session meeting. Do you have any questions on those minutes?
Nope.
No? May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call vote.
Roll call? Oh, it's all in favor?
You can do a voice vote because there's 3
Voice.
abstentions, so.
Okay,
yeah.
voice vote. Aye?
Aye.
All
Okay.
right. We got through the minutes. The next item on our agenda is discussion items. We have one item up for discussion, which is scheduling of board and commission candidates and the interviews for that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We received a number of applications for various board positions. We need positions filled on several of our boards, and I would encourage council to maybe pick a Saturday
Yeah, so there have been several applications that have come in before the deadline and now since after the deadline. And there are vacancies on these boards that we do need filled by volunteer residents. For these vacancies, for the vacancies that come out after this evening, each member of the council should have the opportunity to review these applications.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
How are they made aware? I'm sorry, I don't know. How are the community made
Sure.
aware?
There's comments made in public at these meetings, and then there's also a section of our website dedicated to, forgive me, is it boards and commissions?
Keep pushing the wrong button here. We posted it on the scrolling banner of news and announcements, and then we also did a couple of social media posts on the need for boards and commissions. Yes.
Yeah.
And I would encourage us to all
Oh, we
reach out.
can?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
please,
okay.
yeah, by all means.
Thank you.
Yep. So the vacancies that remain open after this evening, we as council, I'm asking for approval to look at all the applicants that have come in before and after that deadline. But these would be for vacancies left after this meeting.
Correct.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions about board placements? All right. So now we will move to the general public comment section. Forgive me, let me go backwards a second. Mr. Prime, I'm sorry, would you like an opportunity?
Please, if I may, Mayor, Council. At the last meeting, it was a contentious meeting, and I, in response to being goaded into some comments, I made an inappropriate comment to a member of the public. I regret that, and I'd like to publicly apologize to that member, Mr. Duff, to the public and also to the council. I apologize for that comment. It was inappropriate and incorrect. Also, Mayor, I want to indicate for the public that earlier this year, January 2nd, I did advise the Township Council that our firm was withdrawing our application to be reappointed as Township Solicitor for the year 2026. Thank you. And I would recommend to the board that a motion be made to reopen the RFPs and allow applicants for any of the legal positions to resubmit. I think a lot of folks felt I was being reappointed. They did not apply, and I think it should be left open again to the public, to the other professionals to make that application. I need that motion if that's appropriate. I think that would be in order right now.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
I think we better have a roll call on that one. Tara?
Okay. Ms. Santor?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Milk?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Sisson?
Aye.
And Mayor, now you can proceed with the public comments. Thank you for the opportunity to make that statement. Thank you.
Mr. Prime. Before we move forward with public comment, I do want to take a moment to recognize and thank Mr. Prime, those that served this community for 9 years. Mr. Prime has served this township as Township Solicitor. During that time, he's provided steady legal counsel through a wide range of matters and transitions. Mr. Prime has served Medford in many ways over the decades. Some here will remember him for the years when he had children growing up in this town. During that time, he was an active volunteer and a familiar face, someone balancing professional responsibilities with family life and community involvement in a way many of us in Medford do today. Effective local governance depends on experience and good judgment. For nearly a decade, Mr. Prime and his firm have brought this consistency to Medford. On a personal note, I would want to thank Mr. Prime for his guidance, his wisdom, his generous care for Medford. I'm grateful for the counsel he's provided to me and to this governing body over the years. On behalf of the Town Council, our staff, and the residents of Medford, I want to sincerely thank Mr. Prime for his time, his professionalism, and his contributions to this community. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
much. Thank you.
Procedurally, we will move that resolution to 22, correct?
Which was?
The resolution,
Oh,
the motion?
it does not need a resolution number. It can just, you're directing the mayor, or the staff to
Understood.
reorganize, to re-advertise.
Thank you, sir.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if I just confirm, given that we are rejecting the current proposals that have been submitted, going to have the district township staff re-advertise,
Correct.
we will be conducting special meetings going forward to
Correct, yes,
for
I-
timely appointment.
I do have a comment on that down in the resolution, but thank you, Mr. Cox. Yes. So before we open the floor to public comment tonight, we know there are several people here that would like to comment on affordable housing. This would be the time to do so. While I feel we can all agree on the need to provide affordable housing to our neighbors, we have heard challenges to the mechanism in which homes will be built on open space. That is why tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Deputy Mayor Voorhees and I will be attending a court hearing to discuss the Montvale ruling in Trenton. I have also made commitments to surrounding towns and our local school boards to meet with them so we can explore solutions that best serve all our needs. I'd like to take a moment to recognize, forgive me, I will jump to opening the public comment now.
Sure.
Yep, thank you. So in the second public comment section, the same rules will apply. Please, I ask that you be respectful to your neighbors, and each member will have a fresh 5 minutes. Mr. Hornicle, if you could keep the time. And there will be a 1-minute warning, just so we can keep pace. Anyone that'd like to go first? I saw this gentleman's hand go first. I apologize that I saw your hand next, ma'am. You'll go next, ma'am. I'm sorry, but you can come ahead, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. I will. Don't worry, sir.
Hey, Mike. I'm not going to actually talk about affordable housing tonight. Sorry, guys. But I actually didn't know that those committees that you were just discussing the applications for, I only found out about them actually after the deadline, so I didn't bother applying. If you're going to still accept applications past that, can I still put my name in the ring for any of those?
Can we have your name first?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Jason Kleinman.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah. Because if so, I'd love to. I saw it literally a week ago and it was already closed, so.
Yes. To be fair, I don't want to speak for council.
No, I'm just throwing it out there.
Do you mind if I take a portion
Yeah.
of your time? Okay, so we have received, the deadline was in November, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have received several
Okay.
applications over probably the last 72 hours or so.
Okay.
So seeing the volume recently and having the amount of vacancies that we'll have coming out of tonight,
Yeah.
we did feel it appropriate. I don't want to speak for council
Sure.
on how long that window should stay open, but we will need to close it definitely at some point
Okay.
to allow for us to
Actually look at
discuss and
stuff.
interview and things of that
Sure.
nature. So once you're done your public, once we're done public comment,
yeah, I'm done.
we will discuss amongst
Yeah, do
ourselves
your
the
thing.
time frame there. But
Okay.
thank you for that.
All right,
that
cool.
insight. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone? Oh, yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name's Andrea Katz, and I have the privilege of serving as your Assemblywoman representing Medford in the 8th Legislative District. I just wanted to say congratulations to our newly elected council members. My favorite holiday is Election Day, not Christmas or Thanksgiving. It is Election Day because that's the time that people come out and you make a decision on where you want your community to go and to have a say. And today is a culmination of that amazing holiday. So congratulations to everyone. If my office could ever be of assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Hi, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jim Schiffer. I live at 209 Taunton Boulevard. And I'm here tonight to familiarize the new council members with the issue that we face on Taunton Boulevard in Medford. I represent the Lake Pine Safe Streets Initiative. I started coming here 6 years ago in a collegial atmosphere to call the attention of the township and the police department to the speeding that was going on Taunton Boulevard. Over the past 6 years, that speeding issue has continued to increase, and we see no resolve in that at all. I can give you some numbers that that we've gotten from monitors that were placed on that road from the Medford Police Department. In May, they placed a monitor, and in that month, there were 4,407 vehicles exceeding the posted speed limit of 30 miles an hour by 10 miles an hour, going over 40 miles an hour on that road. That calculates out to almost 18,000 vehicles a month exceeding the acceptable limit of 40 miles an hour. In the month of November, the police department issued 11 tickets to those speeders on that road. We think that's pathetic. We're not asking for all 18,000 people to be ticketed. We want to see enough tickets so that there's at least somebody on that road at any specific time slowing down the rest of the traffic. The other issue we have is that the tolerance used to be 7 miles an hour. The last report from the police department said the tolerance has now gone up to 10 miles an hour. And I think that that was in an effort to make the numbers look a little bit better. Another thing that came out of that report was that the 85th percentile of large vehicles on our road, and those are vehicles greater than 25 feet, over that 6-day period, the 85th percentile has now risen to 38 miles per hour on that road. We have never seen, ever, if you go up and down the street and talk to the neighbors, we've never seen a construction vehicle ticketed on that road. And we'd like to know why that is. We suspect a lot of it has to do with unions, because those Britain trucks fly up and down that road every single day. Our homes shake. We have foundational structural damage to our homes as a result of that constant pounding, and we've never seen one of those trucks ticketed. In fact, we had 3,564 vehicles over a 6-day period in May traveling on that road at that grade of that 85th percentile, 38 miles per hour. So in a 6-day period, 3,500 trucks up and down Taunton Boulevard. Those homes were built in the 1920s and 1940s. There's several of them. The front porch actually sits within 10 feet of the roadway. It's just completely unacceptable. I went to the county commissioners meeting several months ago, and I got a lecture on what a wonderful job the county commissioner does. And one person in particular, Randy Brolo, decided to tell me just how great Joe Brisky is. I found out since then that Randy Brolo is a union head of a construction organization. And anytime he should recuse himself from any further comment on this issue, since it benefits his union to see those trucks going up and down Taunton Boulevard. So the next time I go to the county commissioners meeting, he should recuse himself from any comment at all. The other thing is, I think the township
1 minute.
needs to contact the New Jersey Department of Transportation. This is a very specific issue. You know, I don't know whose idea it was many years ago when they started building Kings Grant to start sending vehicles down Taunton Boulevard and not provide a different access route to 295. We have 12,000 cars a day on Taunton Boulevard now. When I moved in there 10 years ago, it was 7,000. So we need the police to step it up, enforce the speed limit. You know, this it's ridiculous. It's increased. The tolerance is 10 miles an hour now when it used to be 7. And we need them to ticket trucks. If they could slow down the trucks, they'd be maybe tolerable. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes? Oh, I'm sorry. You're okay, Marion.
Good evening. My name is Marianne Holloway. I want to start out partly just off the cuff. I know you're getting many applications in for planning and zoning. I would hope that you would consider new faces, new thoughts, and not settle with repeat situations. There are many people here that are very informed, and it would be good to have fresh faces on the planning board rather than just somebody coming in that might have been part of the old thought process. I just want to read real quick. The first time I came before the planning board was back in July. And back in July, I asked the planning board to have courage to stand up against a national builder. And then it took me a little bit to realize what was happening in the town. And it took a lot of thought, and then I realized I had to be the one that had the courage. This is not easy, coming up before everybody and standing up against something so big. But somebody had to say something to bring it out of the shadows. When the round 4 documents were finally posted to the Township website, there was no time for the public to come before you. This body and the planning board had to vote due to the end of June deadline for fair housing, and it was looming and coming quick. There were affordable units missing, units not accounted for at all, and the number of affordable units seemed to be a moving target. This is evidenced by the fact that after I asked why the group homes had not been counted as they should have been towards the total number of affordable units that Medford really has, all of a sudden they appeared in the year-end updated report prepared by Environmental Resolutions that was submitted at the end of December to Fair Share and to the Superior Court. With the inclusions, some of the units, unexplainably, almost the exact number of units were deleted. The report states that the deleted affordable units are reserved for a future time. After further investigation, I researched the statutes and laws and found a municipality must list with the state of New Jersey on newjersey.gov DCA. This is a mandatory site that requires townships to list all affordable housing units. Many of the affordable units listed on this site still are not included in any report submitted to Fair Share. They're missing. Under PL 2024C.2, there is an administrative review. This is if the new council believes the original agreement was based on flawed math or doesn't meet the new statutory standards, they may challenge their own fair housing element and Fair Share plan before March 31st. You should do it a lot sooner due to many other situations that are looming. When I compared the newjersey.gov listings, there are a total of 37 units not accounted for anywhere. They are alternative living for later years, 5 units, Bancroft NeuroHealth, 4 special units, Oaks Integrated Care Apartments, 11 special units, Quality Management Association Group, 4 special units, Special Need Housing, 13 special units. The council has an opportunity to complete a comprehensive audit of the affordable units, the length of the deed restrictions, and the numbers of units truly needed for the 4th round. This audit has been repeatedly asked for and has yet to be considered. You have a chance to correct this. There is also a legal mechanism to approach Fair Share now and request extensions and have the time to do the audit. There is so much evidence of the number of affordable units allegedly being manipulated that this should not be a hard thing to achieve. Affordable housing is needed, but it should be for people to have long-term housing. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I only have a minute. We can speak for a very long time on the alleged mishandling and alleged steering of Medford into only one option. That option was allegedly selling out the town to a national builder. The option of extending deed restrictions was never looked at. It was dismissed as being too expensive. However, there is not one financial study done as required by current laws and statutes. To finish, there was a payment of $6.25 million given to Medford Affordable Housing as a settlement to their lawsuit between 1998 and 2000. In today's dollars, that would be about $12 million to $13.2 million, which should be enough to extend the units necessary to accomplish the 4th round needs. That amount is a fraction of the $58 million in initial school costs. This amount does not take into consideration the cost of infrastructure, police, sewer, water, and increase in the need of municipal services. I come once again before you asking for the submission of an extension to Fair Share and for a comprehensive audit to be completed as soon as possible.
Ms. Holloway?
I'm done.
Thank you, ma'am.
The town deserves better. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Barry Lucas, 207 Taunton Boulevard. I'm here to follow up on what my neighbor Jim Schiffer was speaking to you about our Safe Streets initiative. One of the things that's critical here, and it was discussed several meetings ago, as a matter of fact, Jim and I attended a meeting in Evesham where they were allegedly going to support this resolution to move forward and have the weight restrictions. Unfortunately, they have since reneged on that. And I don't feel that Medford should be held hostage because Evesham does not want to do it. And I'm imploring the council to take the steps necessary to move forward with that, also in concert with the county commissioners as well, because something has to happen. And there's accidents every day. I mean, you can hear the sirens, the fire trucks, and it's not improving. So we need to really move forward on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment?
My name is Jitendra Singh, 559 McKendeman Road, Medford, New Jersey. I just wanted to bring a suggestion to the council. You have your financial statements every year. I think in one of your town halls, you should have something where you try to explain that in layman's language to the, town members, just the residents, because municipal accounting is not very simple. It's very complicated. People don't understand most of the stuff that goes in there. I think we need to have kind of, I call it, a couple sessions where we invite a municipal auditor and come and talk about what does that mean? How do our tax dollars come in and how are they spent? Now, most of that information, so I'm not a municipal auditor, but of course we have to study that as part of the CPA exam. But I think it's very difficult to decipher that if you're just looking at it with no accounting background. We should have someone who can translate that for the residents. Now, this whole affordable housing issue also. There are loans, there are debts, there are things that a town has to incur. But, if someone else is looking at it, it just looks like you're taking loans upon, and there are some instances where we don't understand why those loans were taken in the first place. So that has to be explained. We had that whole issue where that dam issue we had where you had to guarantee some of the loans, So where does that place the town? I think these are some of the very important issues that should be discussed with the public that is giving us all this money to spend. This is all public funds. And I'm sure most of you don't understand either sitting there. You do what's right. You invite an auditor, someone who's professional, takes care of all of this, and then, you pay them and it's done. But I think we all need a lesson. We all need to understand, especially there are many people here who need to know what goes on with that money. We're talking about, and affordable housing is a big issue because part of the issue is we don't know how the funds are being spent. I know, Mayor Cizik, you mentioned that, we can't get enough money to, do this on our own, but what does that translate into? What does that even mean? I mean, it's to someone who does not understand, it's a very vague comment. They'll say, well, we pay our taxes, What do you mean you don't have enough money? We see your, when we look at your financials, there's so much cash sitting in the bank account, but there are encumbrances. There are things that you have to keep in the bank. You can't spend all of it. So I think you need to have town council specifically for, financial education to explain to general public, what does that mean? How are we spending your money? Of course, you have to have a whole other session on affordable housing because everyone's bringing it up. Not because someone is thief or someone's done something wrong. It's because there has to be transparency. You have to be transparent. This is public funds. And not for anyone's re-election. We are all elected to serve. It's for, general public good. I believe in that. I think that if you need my help, I can't do this job. I don't know municipal, accounting as well. I can decipher financials. I go to my friends that are municipal auditors. But I think it'll be a good idea to invite someone, regularly to come and speak about this, take our financials, explain how they differ from other towns. This is just a suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I was just going to suggest, not everybody's an accountant like Dr. Singh, but it could, the budget could be more ordinary people friendly. We could use more PowerPoints. We could, and in fact, a PowerPoint that's on the website and people could just open it. Explanation, Venn diagrams. The way it is now, unless you're an accountant, it's a little, maybe even if you're an accountant, it's hard to decide.
Which type of accountant?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your comments. If I may as well, I completely agree.
I know.
I'm not a finance guy in my company. I actually hire a CFO to handle that for my business because I'm not the best with numbers. But after the last 2 years of understanding it and the presentation that Mr. Hornicle had put together during the last budget cycle and during my first year on council, we had an interim manager, Tom Chudnetsky, and he did a fantastic job. I would strongly encourage the public to attend the budget workshops that we do host before we pass the budget. It's critical that you understand and give input prior to the budget being passed, because as Ms. Singh mentioned, once that budget is passed, by statute, we're required to spend the money in the way that the budget dictates. We have an amazing staff that does know this inside and out. We do hire auditors as professionals to support us in that matter. During our discussions of meeting dates, based off the time frame in which the budget needs to be approved, there will be 2 meetings in April and a meeting in May. 2 will be regular council, 1 will be town hall. They will be budget-centric. There might be other topics as well, but that would be an opportunity to not only be part of the budget workshops, but then engage with us on matters that you feel you might need more information or you have comment on. So without being definitive, we believe the April 14th council meeting will have a budget portion to it. There'll be a town hall on the 21st, which will be budget-centric, and by May 5th, during that council meeting with budget matters, we'll need to start wrapping up the budget at that time, but those would be 3 great opportunities to really have input prior to the budget being passed.
And they'll be ordinary people friendly.
I can understand it, so yes, yeah.
Okay.
And I do encourage you, it might be some boring reading we're watching, but the township did record the budget workshop meeting, and it was very helpful for someone who, as a layman, does not understand it. So if maybe in preparation for this year's budget cycle, if you watch last year's budget cycle, I think you'll be a little bit more prepared for what you're about to see. Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Go ahead, sir. You only get 2 more minutes.
Brian Carnes, 216 Church Road.
Yep.
Nice to have the mic working this year, stepping up. I want to pick up where Mary Ann left off with a few things. She started out with the planning board. How does that process work as far as when you guys are picking applicants, the voting process? Is it, I guess, it would be majority 3 versus 2, or maybe all 5, right? Is that what?
Yeah, at least 3 people would have to vote to the affirmative to place a volunteer member of the public on any of the boards: planning, zoning, environmental, EDC, and green.
Okay. My concern is the planning board. There's been a rumor for, I guess it's been all year, about the old mayor, Chuck Watson. And I don't know if it's true or not, but he wants to join. And I think that's a really bad idea. Planning board's got its hands full with what's coming with this development. You want real transparency. You want some new faces on there. And it is. It's the whole thing I find is strange if council puts our old mayor on the planning board. I think you guys are going to put a lot of heat on them, and it's just going to create more of a circus. And I was hoping we were closing all that out. Hopefully I'm wrong about what I'm saying, but I've heard it over and over again. So that's the first thing with the planning board for next year, or for this year. The other thing is like the numbers. Mayor, I seen you at the community center. You sat there, and it was great. You and Rep Stock. What did you think about the numbers that Mary Ann has versus like the numbers the solicitor has? someone's wrong and someone's right. It's clear as day. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking she's right, just consistently how things have been. How do we get down that rabbit hole to figure out who is right and who is wrong? I think we owe it to the community. We're talking, I mean, every time she mentions one home that would be taken off that list, that's really five off of it. So that's a big number when we're just, even when she's saying, hey, 4 here, I couldn't completely keep up. 37, that's a big number. How do we find out really what's going on here, and if let's just say the community center group is right, how do you go forward from there to fix this? And is that too late?
I'm not the expert, Brian, and I don't want to take your time.
No, go ahead, man. Take as much as you want.
I believe what Ms. Holloway's recommendations would be to renew the deed restrictions on current affordable units. Is that correct? Correct. So what would happen there is we wouldn't have to build a new unit which then has the multiple of, we'll call it 5 at this point total. So we're not removing any affordable units. We are responsible for providing 171 affordable units to our neighbors. It's just the mechanism, as I said earlier, that people feel may be challenging that. And if I may, and Deputy Mayor Voorhees and I are going tomorrow morning.
I love that.
To the Montville hearing to understand more about what can be done. So, as I said at a previous meeting, I wasn't sitting here, I'd be at that microphone as well.
Yeah.
I understand the challenges that this brings to our community. We need to know what we can do, if anything can be done, and that's what we're here to do. That's what you've trusted us to do. That's what we're doing.
I get it. I love it. Just back to the affordable housing and the units and the numbers. The deed restricted ones, and this doesn't make any sense to me how they run out. Like they actually expire.
Yeah.
So you're actually replacing, one that now is not affordable, goes to market rate, and then we've got to build. Does that make any sense to you as far as at least trying to solve the original problem of affordable housing and maybe not turn Medford into a city at the same time? Do you know why we didn't look into that more, I guess? Or is it too late now?
It's 2 different mechanisms to satisfy a number. That you're discussing 2 different mechanisms. The one mechanism has a huge cost to the town up front. We don't have the Affordable Housing Trust to fund the building of those units or the payment to the existing deed owners to extend their deed. We don't have those funds in hand. So the only mechanism that we felt we had at the time was, and with the very short time frame that we were given, was the method and the mechanism that you're referring to of taking, and again, I understand the challenge. We're taking 0 density. We're taking farmland that should have been preserved, and we're making it high density. I know. But we're talking about 2 separate things there. One requires a large upfront capital investment from the municipality that we don't have. We don't have the money that the other towns that did this have.
Are we out of time on that part then? I mean, you could look into a referendum. I'm sure the community...
Can I steal your time too?
Go for it.
So I've had a couple of conversations with Mayor Mike Casali. He's told me his name 12 times, I still can't say it.
That's a tough name.
Yeah. So one of the things this court case tomorrow is that the formula that came up with the 171, their group, and it seems that I am in agreement with them, the formula to come up with that number is what we're going to fight. So that should reduce the number.
The ratio.
The ratio, there's so many different pieces that came to be involved in those numbers, and the numbers don't make sense. Add in the timeline, to your point, to yours, how fast it had to be done. So that towns made the best decisions they could in that short a timeline, especially when the other option was a builder's remedy. At least right now, we have control to some degree. What will those houses look like? None of us want these high rises. This is Medford. So at least right now, we have control. But there's not going to be high rises. They're going to look like Medford houses. So that's really important, but all the numbers and the timeline, that's what tomorrow's court case is gonna be. So hopefully after tomorrow, hopefully, we're gonna have some good news for you. We
All right.
may not, but that one's out of my hands.
Yeah.
We'll be there tomorrow. Mike's joining me. We're gonna come back with information. I completely agree with you. I want my kids to come back here. I want my grandkids to come back here.
Yeah.
And it becomes high density in just another city, well then go somewhere cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds good. All right. Thank you, guys. All right.
Ms. Pollock?
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to all of you, Ray. My name is Kim Pollock. I live at 264 Church Road, Medford. And I want to further what Marianne commented on, and Dave, or Brian, rather, sorry. We have an onslaught coming to the north side of 1,245 homes within 3 miles. It's thousands of cars a day, thousands of people. It's not doable. How are we going to have thousands of cars in a 3-mile radius every single day? I wrote, and you all know, you got my email, to pass a resolution tonight to allow me to dig deep with a group of volunteers, a subcommittee, into the numbers, the deed-restricted numbers. They'll help defray 5 units for each unit. Every one yields 4 more to be built, so the yield is 5. If we find 50, and you say there's no money right now, but we could find money. I have an expert working on it right now, an option that we'd like to present. I don't know how, maybe have an executive committee meeting or another town council meeting to review this, because it's really a crisis that's headed our way. It's nothing less than a crisis. We can't afford to build new schools. It's going to impact our sewer plant. The water, we'll probably need a water tower to support this, because from when I talk to experts, we don't have the pressure to support the water that's going to be needed for irrigation, fire hydrants, sprinkler systems, water, so forth, and the traffic. I asked for a resolution tonight to be passed to allow a subcommittee to look into the deed-restricted units. And I also sent the agreement between Fair Share and the town, and I cited page 9, which already is an agreement. D, the township will provide deed restrictions and certificates of occupancy for built units allocated toward prior round and third round. So it's already a given. It's already in the agreement. I'm just asking for what's already been agreed upon. So I'm asking again for the resolution to support my request for a subcommittee to dig into the deed-restricted units and offer an option for funding. And then let council decide. Because A is a tsunami, and B might be much less. That's all I have.
Thank
Mayor, just a few comments.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Holloway and I have gone back and forth. We've had private discussions, we've had public discussions. I mean, the chart in our housing element and fair share plan references the units that she's talking about. Archway programs is now Barclay. We have the 6 units in there. The family services, special needs, 28 credits. Allied group homes, 10. I mean, the numbers are here. We went through 6 mediation sessions with fair share housing, making us justify every number that we put in here. These are the real numbers. We've got credit for every one that we're entitled to. That's just the facts. As far as purchasing the extending the deed restrictions, in my response to Ms. Pollock, she's filed a court action, as you know. She's sue the town, per se, without an attorney. And I've responded each time that she's filed papers. You can debate the amount, whether it's $5 million, $6 million, $10 million. The obligation under the Mountain Law Doctrine is the township has to establish a reasonable opportunity for the affordable housing. I can't just tell Fair Share or the court, yes, we're gonna get the money somehow, we'll find the money to extend these deed restrictions. We have to give them a bond ordinance to show that we're appropriating the money. If we had the money, and we've been over this and over this, if we had the money in the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, like Tom's River had $9 million, Mansfield had $8 million, we have 200 and some thousand. Maybe we could buy 3, 4 maybe, extend those credits. It's just not reasonable. It's not a viable alternative unless the council can agree to bond $9 million, $7 million, $5 million, whatever it is, because we have to negotiate with every property owner to extend those deed restrictions. None of them expire in this 10-year time period, the 4th round. They all expire later. So you're trying to extend deed restrictions that already have a 30-year deed restriction on them, 20 years left, by another 30 years. And in response to Brian's question, they expire after 30 years because that's the state law. After 30 years, they convert to market units. All these affordable housing developers have investors who've invested with them on the idea that ultimately those deed restrictions will expire and they'll be able to sell them or rent them as market units. It's a financial thing much bigger than Medford or us. It's a system that was set up years ago by the state. So those are the realities that we're dealing with. I have to keep, I feel like I'm defending something that's my plan. It's not. It's what we have before us within the time frame that we have to deal with. As I pointed out at the planning board meeting, the reason I proposed redevelopment plans, because every one of the 3 projects that are proposed for the 4th round, we don't have the money to do it 100% affordable, which we did in the 3rd round. We gave them the money. We don't have the money to extend the deed restrictions unless you appropriate the money. Every one of the 3 jobs, we were able to negotiate on behalf of the town. The only choice we had was to allow them to say no, allow them to come in with a builder's remedy, fight them in court, and lose. And I could delay that for a year or 2 and make a lot of legal fees doing it. But we're going to lose. And when you lose, it's not just losing, it's losing the leverage on the project. The Trollinger project has 300 age-restricted single-family homes. That's less than what's already there in Wingate and Heritage and Wildflowers. The town absorbed them, not to say that it's not going to be some affect our services, but they're less than what we've already dealt with in the 2nd round. In the other, the EFS project, we negotiated high-end townhouses. I can't control them unless I have a redevelopment plan that Scott Taylor, our planner, can impose the architectural deed restrictions that we want. Flying W is also age-restricted. Ms. Pollock threw around the number of 1,245. Over half of them are age-restricted. We were able to negotiate that. I don't have that leverage if I say no, just go to court. So I'm sitting here tonight, frankly, with a heavy heart. I've tried to give you the best advice I could. The audit that everybody's talking about has been done. It's been done with Fair Share Housing. That's their job. They have to agree to the court that we've done what we're supposed to do. So that's where we are.
Thank you, sir. And through that audit and the 6 mediation sessions that you've had, Fair Share Housing has agreed to our plan as a municipality.
Yes, they have. And don't forget, when I talk about the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, I haven't even dealt, Daniel and I haven't even had a chance to get together. We have a present need of 69 units that DCA came up with, means there's 69 substandard affordable units in Medford. Existing that need to be upgraded.
Yep.
I did negotiate a right to do a study of those 69 units that DCA says we have to fix, and I think that's way too high. We're going to fight that number. But again, that's going to take money too. So this is...
that money you're referring to, sir, is the money in our Affordable Housing Trust?
Yes, correct.
Right.
That's
so
why
the balance of limited funds you
I don't have any-
has to be relegated to the rehabilitation of existing affordable
And there are
units.
state programs, there are county programs, there's some grant money which Ms. Pollard suggested. So, yes, we're going to explore all those things, but, well, I've said enough. Thank you.
Mr. Prime,
Yes.
if I may, in regard to the extending the deed restrictions,
Mm-hmm.
was there any consultation with bond counsel or any type of analysis as to the cost to the township if we were to go out to bond for that cost versus the lost tax revenue or anything?
Ray, I did not do any specific, I knew the amounts were far more than we could afford.
Sure.
I mean, you could do that. You could analyze it. I think the manager would have a lot to say about that because, I mean, I keep saying there's 24,000 people in Medford. Everybody's concerned about high taxes. If you're going to add another X amount of dollars to taxes to pay for extending deed restrictions, that's the kind of decision you have to make.
That was my kind of where I was coming from as far as working with bond counsel to see the cost of, going out to bond for those funds to extend those deeds versus, comparing that to the tax revenue potentially having those units now become market value. Of what that would compare, what that cost would be for the township as a whole.
Contrary to some of the public comments, I did talk to two of the Ingerman and the Volunteers of America. They're willing to talk. They're willing to say, sure, we'll extend our deed restrictions, but we got to agree on an amount.
Sure.
And they wouldn't even give me an amount.
Okay.
I don't know how you would estimate it without really saying we're willing to do it. And I didn't have the time to do that.
Right.
And I knew it was going to be more than really the town could afford.
Thank you.
And again, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
Last comment.
Yep.
The Montville case. I'm familiar with it. One of the real good arguments that they have is that the urban aid municipalities don't have any affordable housing obligation at all. All the suburban towns have it. And I like that argument. 27 towns joined that argument. We were asked to join it. I felt that for the legal fees involved, with 27 towns fighting it, whether it was 28 or 26 or 20, we get a result. They've lost every chance they've had so far. So I hope it goes better tomorrow. But
Yes.
that case is a good case. If they win, that will change the number for sure. I'm not optimistic.
Right. And as Deputy Mayor Voorhees mentioned, that will change our number. That will not
It won't
abstain us
eliminate it.
from, right, it won't eliminate
It will
it.
not eliminate it, but it would change it.
And the appropriation of funds so that the municipality, the taxpayer can fund these deed restrictions, as Mr. Private mentioned, we would be trying to negotiate with stakeholders that are looking to have their market rate units adjust in 30 years. So if you happen to be a homeowner in Medford and you can imagine what your property would be worth in 30 years, that's where you're negotiating against a number that is astronomical.
When we represented Mount Laurel, the Orleans development, every project they had, they kept the affordable units.
And just explain that, sir, because I think the public needs to hear that. So if
The developer developed.
use the Orleans property.
They developed affordable housing in Mount Laurel, 4 to 1, market and affordable. They kept every affordable and rented them. Those deed restrictions, actually, they were one of the first ones because of the Mount Laurel case. They expired, and the town tried to buy an extension. He wouldn't even consider it. No amount, because he's now got market housing coming on that he can sell every year for the next, I don't know how many years. Nobody would invest in an affordable housing project unless there was a rate of return that they could estimate based on 30 years of paying, and, it's a business, it's a real estate business.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, ma'am, your time has lapsed. We're going to move on to the next speaker. Sir, I will get to you, sir, and I will definitely get to you, but you go ahead, sir. Yes, I'm sorry, I did point to you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. At the risk of facing a backlash, literally, to change the topic a bit, I came by to congratulate my good friends Catherine and Ray Cox joining the council, and of course Mike, Stan, and Monica are my old-time good friends. So I congratulate you and your fellow council members, Michelle and Brittany. I'm Balveer Singh. I'm the state legislator, assembly member next door. Before joining the state assembly, I served as a county freeholder and commissioner for 7+ years, so I'm familiar with this area. Felt like I should come by and join this historic meeting and congratulate my friend. So best wishes and congratulations to everyone on this stage, and I'm sure your family and friends are waiting at some point to go and celebrate. And usually at a reorg meeting we keep things very light to celebrate the family and friends, and the best wishes for the rest of the year. I hope everybody's understandable of that. So, good night.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to Mr. Karst, and then, sir, you'll be next. Yep.
Santa Claus. David Carnes, 9 Atkinson Court, Medford. That's great that to see new faces up here. Congratulations. Really, really excited. This is a good thing. So, I do want to talk about the affordable housing, and I have a couple questions. I think if tomorrow doesn't work out in that favor, I think that there should be a plan here where we file for an extension. The township does. And I think under the circumstances of moving this project, part of it, from the Lafferty farm to another location that's already being chosen not far from there, at what point did you guys know that you weren't going to do the Lafferty farm, that you were going to switch?
December 8th, I believe, was the filing.
That was when the Fair Share approved the plan with the change in it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You recall that I had advised you in executive session months before.
Yes, sir.
And I gave them every opportunity. I begged them to work out their differences so they could do it instead of the other site, but they wouldn't do it.
Our first choice was Lafferty.
Right. Because you understand the state guidelines, what they're saying with the fourth round is, honestly, stay where you're building and go up, not take exactly what you guys are doing, the state's saying that's not in their wishes. So it would make sense to stay on 70, and not go further in. So whatever the case is, it changed up. So then this plan gets changed December. That's when you guys you're gonna have to pick a new location, and that's all done in such a short period of time.
It took months.
Months, and
our original plan included the Lafferty. We had to amend the plan. Yeah. It took us months to get that.
Right.
There are several stakeholders, private stakeholders, that are willing to give up their property for affordable housing projects. We chose the 3 that we originally chose. One was not able to gain the certificate they needed, so we had to seek an alternate site, and there's
almost no sites. I mean, there are very few sites even available.
Those that are available.
Right, which would be a good argument with the state. Sorry.
Of course it will, yes.
There is such thing as a vacant land. I think we probably talked about this. There is such thing as a vacant land adjustment. You can go to the court and say, defer my obligation, okay, because I don't have any vacant land. Problem is, all they need is a builder to come forward and say, no, we're willing to do it.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah, I know.
You could file for an extension and still have your protection, which you can. And if you look this up, if you switch locations, if an area fails and you move the location, right? Under this, you can file for a 1-year extension and keep protection. And honestly, that probably would have been the best advice here, because you're looking for a reason to slow this whole thing down, right? Because we have all these dates. So you have a legitimate reason to at least ask for an extension, for a 1-year extension. And that'll buy the residents and you guys some time to really go over these numbers, because I understand the state set these guidelines and these dates. I get it. It's the mandate. The problem is the process that I hate, looking at how we got here and the fact that it was quiet and it was clear that this was coming. We weren't going to get around this. And so the previous administration's decision was what? To do nothing? So I really hope that you dig deep into this. I've heard for a long time the sewer system is at its capacity. I've been told by residents. I don't know why they would lie to me. These are, you know, I doubt I'm being lied to. If we're being told that sewer system can handle this influx and we're not going to have to build onto it, right? If that's wrong, who is making that decision? Who is saying the sewer system can handle this?
Okay. That would be me.
Okay, how you doing?
Mr. Knoll, I'm doing fine. We have the capacity.
Okay, no doubt about it. We're not, so.
Well, let me explain the process. So we have to do sewer service amendment because a portion of some of, or all these properties are not in the sewer service area. So we have to justify to the state that we have the capacity. The state has all the data from the plant. They look at it on a monthly basis, and they'll evaluate whether we have the capacity or not. In my opinion, we do have the capacity for these three developments. And the state will also look at it when we do our treatment works approval, and that's submitted by the developers. So there's about 3 levels of review on it.
Right.
Wouldn't
it be a good idea to say the sewer system's at capacity to the state?
I
mean, who cares? They're not.
I have to tell
I'm just
the
saying,
truth, sorry.
You don't have to, well, come on, let's be honest here. We could say, hey,
I am being honest.
the sewer system, we've had some problems with it, it's outdated. I have a funny feeling that we're going to hear in 15 years that the sewer system, we need to get $50 million or whatever it's going to cost for a sewer system. And I believe the people that have asked to hook up to the sewer were told it's at capacity. I believe them over the township.
If you have any individual that stated that, have them give me a call and I'll talk to them.
They certainly will not because of retaliation and stuff like that.
I don't retaliate against anyone.
Well, it's public records at that point.
They can talk to me at my office.
Sure. I would ask for an extension. That's the responsible thing to do for grown-ups because this is going to go in front of the planning board. And next thing you know, you're going to have to rush through that. What kind of planning is that? It's not planning. Don't let the state push us around. If there's issues, let's address it. Let's use the tools that they're giving you. They're saying you can get extensions. It seems like a responsible thing to do. And I hope tomorrow that stuff, it's a different atmosphere. So I know that Mount Laurel Doctrine's how old? 50 years?
Almost.
All right. Nice seeing you guys. Thank you.
I promise we'd get to you.
First off, congrats, Mike. It's good to see Bethany. Congrats, Raymond and Michelle and Catherine on your appointments. Anyway, question.
Are you comfortable stating your name and your...
Oh, sorry. It's Ryan Wintermute, 21 Bank Street. So, I see on the agenda we're talking about the former Pinelands Library. Were there valuations done on that property? Is the only way to get those through a public records request? I'm asking.
Yes, they are that parcel is part of a redevelopment site, and to have it part of that site and be sold, we needed 2 independent.
We got one appraisal.
One appraisal. Exactly.
Typically, when somebody puts an offer in, if the council accepts the offer,
I'm
they'll
sorry.
probably get their own appraisal.
He's asking for the valuation of the property.
Appraisal, valuation.
Yeah, the
either or.
appraisal.
We had
Yes,
one
we
appraisal,
have one.
and we also had one bid.
Correct.
Okay. Yes.
One proposal.
One proposal.
That's fine. I was curious about the appraisals because I know from the last property that was put up, there were 3 appraisals done. And I just wanted to know where those appraisals are available, if they're like just public records requests.
Over request.
Okay. I would ask that in the future, if the town council could make a way to have that information just readily available to the citizens, so we don't have to kind of like guess when it's done or an appraisal is done. and then we can come here and have an ability to actually have an open dialogue about our thoughts about appraisals?
We can turn it around quickly. It's,
Yeah, but I just mean like, how do I know when an appraisal is done? Before I know if the property's sold and I can't comment.
the appraisal was done last year, early last year, probably like February-ish.
Okay.
So
As part of a redevelopment plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
it was part of our request for your approval to put it out to the public and publish the RFP to the public for any interested proposers to use the property and acquire it.
So you're saying you need the appraisal before it can be RFP'd?
We got the appraisal done just so we'd have an idea of what the value of it is
Okay.
based on the condition.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all I have. Oh, I'll share an anecdote about Taunton Boulevard. When I was learning to drive 17 years ago, I was always told, don't speed on that road, you're going to get a ticket. And so it's refreshing to know now that you can't speed on that road, apparently.
I'm not sure what that is. Thanks.
Anyone else? I know the lady in the back was next. We'll go you and then.
Good evening. Congratulations to everyone. We look forward to what you bring to next year. We're hoping.
Bring that microphone down for us.
I'm hoping that you come together and you put your parties aside. So that's it. Now I'm piggybacking onto what
Are you
Kim.
comfortable stating any portion of your name and address?
Oh, Lisa Pfister, 213 Church Road.
Thank you.
So I'm piggybacking onto what Kim was trying to finish. On December 8th, the township signed an agreement with the Fair Share, and it says here the township will provide restrictions and certifications of occupancy for the built units allocated forward prior round and third round. So what we want to know is, as residents, can we dive deeper into this and then come to you with our suggestions? It's free of charge. This is all public information, and this would be free of charge, that some residents would get together and they would look into some other options. It's just asking to do it for free, to come and suggest something.
Fair share.
Because according to this, we're not in compliance.
No. One of the conditions of the fair share certification agreement was that we provide proof that the units that are already built have the deed restrictions on them. That's all. And we gave them that proof. They have it.
I understand that, but as residents, we just want to do this for free. That's
what
what
for free.
we want to dive deeper into this agreement.
We
That was
can.
Yeah,
You certainly
I don't want
can.
to speak for council, but I don't believe that anyone up here or there or anywhere would have an objection to a group of residents coming together and preparing a report in which they're
Right,
looking
okay.
for answers. But if I may, if there is going to be a formulated group, which I understand there already is, as council or as anyone receiving this information, I would hope it comes in a final draft in which you're clearly stating the matters in which you'd like to discuss. This is not a criticism. This is actually.
No, well, I'm
I
kind of
wanna be
piggyback.
very-
I didn't expect
I'm very
to.
grateful for the meetings that
Yeah,
that Ms.
I'm
Pollock has
piggybacking on this in the last 5
And I'll
minutes.
give you your time back. I definitely will. But I don't know where it starts and ends sometimes. It becomes very cyclical. So if you can come together as a community group and present us a final report in which you're interested in getting the details of that clarified, or you have suggestions, of course we'll receive that information.
Okay, but we'll need more than 5 minutes, and that's why to present this. And that way it won't be, this person getting up, that person getting up, and this person getting up. Or even like the time, I'm piggybacking onto this because Kim's time ran out. And I'm picking this up, with this information in the last 2 minutes.
I don't want to speak for the rest of council, but I would imagine the March 17th town hall meeting.
Okay.
We could definitely allocate time to your group to present.
March 17th, okay.
To present the information that you're producing.
Okay. And not for me, but you're talking this Mount Laurel 50 agreement 50 years ago. So the builders built. They already got their money by building 4 homes for one, and now they're holding on to homes, and they're going to make even more money. So, I mean, it's not your criticism, and just like the elephant in the room. This is a builder's dream come true for New Jersey. They are going to build, and then we're going to run out in 30 years, and we got to take up more land to build. We're not going to have any room here. We're not going to be able to grow. We're not going to have any farms. We're not going to have anything. We're going to be nothing but housing. I mean, and New Jersey, we can't afford to live here as it is. I know a lot of people who are moving out of New Jersey. So, I mean, it just makes no sense. Why would you build on every piece of land you have? That's what's going to end up happening. I drive down the road now and I say, you know what? 10 years from now, I guarantee you that's gone. And this is gone. And I try to take in, I drive early in the morning to work, and I just take in the view because I know it's going away. And with the Mount Laurel doctrine, it's a builder's dream. Second of all, you have, rumor has it, D.R. Horton is going to be the builder for behind the Trollingers, right. So just so you know, there are quite a few other states that they're being sued.
1 minute.
Okay, just so if you say you have control, I don't know who's going to be inspecting the materials they're using, because there are homes in Arizona or Florida where the homeowners are suing them because they're mold infested. So I don't think it's fair that we have people come into the community, save all this time to buy a beautiful home in Medford, and then they're dealing with homes that aren't built correctly. So that is something that, I mean, to some extent this is going to happen, but if this is the builder that's going to be building, because I see they now have a nice big office in Mount Laurel. I passed it the other day. And what kind of material are they using? I'm just saying, if we have control, we need to let our inspectors know, and they need to do their research on this builder and their past history, because I think it's like 5 states where they have built homes that just are they're not even livable.
I understand.
Okay, so that's my concern. My last question is, have we called the woman about, because, see, what I'd like to see is action items. A woman came up here, she complained about her sewer smell coming back up into her house. She lives on Church Road. Has that been addressed? This is my,
I passed that comment on to Public Works Director the next morning.
okay.
I have not heard back from him.
Okay,
I
the
haven't
next
heard
time
what
the
the
meeting, I'm
problem
going to
is.
ask again, because
I'll
I
check
think
with
we
her.
need to have some action items here.
Do you know if she's still having an issue?
I haven't ran into her. I work long hours. I've looked for her quite often.
I asked him to give me a call if there's any issues, and he did not call me back. But I
Okay,
did talk
I
to
would
him
like you to
the
just
next day.
follow up and make sure that at least she has been called and something has some type of resolution. If it's her responsibility, if it's the town's responsibility, whose responsibility is
I'll
this?
find out.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name is Ray Janelli, 212 Taunton Boulevard. It's about the speeding, I guess, in Lake Pine, Taunton Boulevard, the 1 mile stretch. Back in August, I went to the county meeting and requested a new traffic study for calming methods to be implemented. and they suggested I come here, which I did in September, I believe. And I just wanted to check the status of the traffic study, if that's being implemented, if anything has gone forth on that. I also wanted to check the status of the crosswalk, potentially at the Beau Rivage.
Pine, that's Pine? Falls. Falls, excuse me.
Yes, Falls Road.
Yeah.
So it's about it. You know, growing up on the east side of Lake Pine and Taunton Lakes, and now I'm on the west side, I'm very familiar with the traffic flow and what's, over the last 60 years. Of course, the Marlton Bypass, Kings Grant, that really made an impact over the last few years. The 2 points I think that I'd like to make is the south end and the north end. That's where the speeding starts. So you're at the 7-Eleven at the south end where Tomlinson Mill, Hopewell, and Taunton Boulevard, they intersect. Once someone makes the left off of Kings Grant or Tomlinson Mill, or makes the right off of Hopewell, that's when the speeding begins. And the problem with that is you have a ball field that's right there. Then you have the tennis courts about 50 yards up, and a crosswalk there. And the crosswalk is very busy because we have the South Beach. That's the access to the South Beach. When I went to the county meeting, I talked to Joe Brickley, and I had suggested speed humps, not throughout Taunton Boulevard, but maybe at the portion right by the ball field, to let people know. He said there wouldn't be any cost of the speed hump for them to install it, but for them to take it out, there would be a cost to the township. So I thought that was interesting. And a speed hump at the north end, right before the dip by the Taunton Ford Shopping Center. That's where the speeding begins. When people go through the traffic light, that's when they floor it. So at either end, I'm thinking, this is based on experience. Like I said, growing up here, 60 years, I've seen it get progressively worse. I think that would send a message to the drivers, the speeders, do 30 miles an hour. Of course, we're always trying to get it down to 25. I believe it was 35, for many years until the accident. There was a young man who was crossing over, and he was put in a wheelchair.
Yes, he was.
For many years, and I think he just passed away about 18 months ago. And he got hit by the Beau Rivage. Construction traffic, I don't know if we're going to change that, but it is a safety issue. Back in August, there was a tractor trailer. So there was a construction truck with a trailer with a backhoe on top of the trailer. And it became separated by the main beach, right in the middle of the summer. And it was rolling about 50 yards down Taunton Boulevard. I mean, it was crazy. It looked like a Mad Max movie. I mean, it was nuts. So I approach it, and we approach it as the residents of Lake Pine as a safety issue. The dog walkers, pedestrians, the cyclists, and of course the drivers. So that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Patrick Murray, 13 Browning Court. Nice to see everybody. Happy New Year. Daniel, thank you for catching me up to speed. My first town council meeting was the last one, and that was a pretty exciting one to attend. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the numbers aspect. I was kind of looking at the plans. So what I'm having a hard time understanding, so 171 is the number of affordable housing that needs to be built. The total number in the fourth round is 788, is that correct?
Of total units, correct.
Right. So can you just talk me through how 171 is now 788?
I don't want to take up your time, but I will answer that question.
Yeah, please, yes.
The town has an obligation to build 171 affordable units. To do that, the town does not have a mechanism to build those homes themselves. We don't have the land, we don't have the funds to build those homes, we don't have the personnel to do that. It's not something that we do as a municipality. So we, through Fair Share, stakeholders and builders come together and present us options so they can build these units for us. State allows the builder to build 4 additional market rate homes for every 1 affordable home that we need them to build. So that's how you go from 171 to, excuse the number, 785.
So the state allows them to do 4.
1 plus 4 is the way I do it in my mind.
Think of it this way. If a builder has 100 houses, 20% of them, 20 of them have to be affordable, 80 can be sold as market rate.
And that's just,
That's a state formula.
and then, so it's
That's the
just.
Mount Laurel doctrine.
Right. I'm still not understanding how, that's not something that you can push back on as to the builder that we're, what's that? I mean, no, you just have to say, okay, the builder needs to.
Well, you understand the theory. The example I gave you, the 100 houses, 20 of them have to be affordable. So those, they give them a bonus density. So they can build 80 so they can subsidize the 20 that they have to sell for less than it costs to build them.
Right.
That's the idea.
Right. So 171 times 4.
Well, you can't use those numbers because we got bonus credits. So, I mean, the
Okay,
actual
okay.
number of being built is 146, so, of the 171, because we got bonus credits for doing 3-bedroom affordables, that kind of thing. So that's the number that you have to focus on. But the 171 is the number we use for the set-aside, for the affordable.
Okay. Still not sure if I follow, but.
And sir, just keep in
Yeah.
mind, I had no idea about any of this prior to getting on council. So I stood there a few times as you have. I'm here now. I understand the numbers a little bit better than you do, no offense. And it is a very complex thing to wrap your head around. Yes.
I've been asked that question 100 times, and I don't think the community understands quite how the whole thing works. You know, it's time to use median maybe, or a booklet, or something that is simplistic so the ordinary person who just bought a house and pays taxes understands. It's almost like it's magic. You know, you can do this, if you do, I don't know, is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just
I get
even being
confused
here
too.
tonight and taking time away from, instead of reading stories to my children tonight, I'm here trying
Yeah.
to just educate myself. It's hard.
We need to make it clearer, and Mike's great at that, so maybe he can think of some way.
We've tried real hard. There's a Q&A on the Township website
Yeah.
under affordable housing. The tab, there's a Q&A on there. There's a synopsis. We've tried very hard to try to explain it best we could.
The biggest challenge, and just to everyone's point here, it is an extremely complex formula and situation, especially for Medford, where I wrote it down a few times, I will comment on it, but going from zero density farms, where there's no homes, there's trees and pasture and things of that nature, to what is proposed to be built, like that just doesn't make any sense. And why would we possibly do that? And there are these formulas and requirements that we have that force these things to happen. It's extremely complex. I give you a lot of credit for even opening it up and looking in under the hood. We will do everything we can to control these numbers the best we can. And I appreciate you coming up. This is your second time. I hope to see you more.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
please, and
Because
anytime.
I'm learning too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This gentleman had his hand up a few times. I apologize. Sir, we'll get to you next. Sorry, sir, I skipped over you.
Thank you, sir.
So first and foremost, everybody said congratulations. So congratulations, but I do not envy your current seats. My big thing, my name is Alex Eden, live at 1 Haddington Way. Alex Eden, S-E-D-O-N. I understand we can't really get out of the way of this train, it's gonna hit us no matter what, right? What it sounds like. So I've seen a lot of plans, a lot of drawings for the homes that are to be built, but none for the infrastructure. I don't know when the last time anybody drove down Foster Town Road was. Not really a great place to have a whole lot more traffic. I think we can all agree on that, right? I've also yet to see anything that says how we're gonna handle the schooling, right? My wife and I moved here in 2021 because of how good the schools were, because of the beauty of this town, because of that building right behind you. A housing complex on Foster Town Road, that's never gonna look the same, right? I understand we have to grow, we have to change, but if we can get an extension just to see what the rest of the infrastructure is gonna look like, right? Because the schools are already at capacity. We don't have room on the roads. We don't even have actual transportation to get people anywhere. So how are we gonna address that? If we can make a plan to see that, then the housing is gonna happen no matter what, but we can't just go into it blind. That's where I'm at with it. Secondly, I know you guys are going to court tomorrow, correct? And that is going to be crunching numbers. What else is going to be involved in that meeting, and where do you guys stand on that?
Stand on what specifically?
What else is going to, okay, first and foremost, what else is going to be covered in that case or in that court meeting?
So my conversations with Governor Mike is their goal is to, one, talk about how the formula was created. The crazy formula that the gentleman over there, you know, it's 1 + 1 is not 2 in New Jersey. It's 2.36421, and you go, what? Yeah. So they're going to talk about the formula. They're going to talk about the timelines that were really crunched together. There was a bunch of things that happened that they feel and I'll be honest with you, I'm learning a lot about affordable housing because I'm new. I don't know all the decisions of the previous council, why they made those decisions. I think they're people who really love Medford. But for me, I'm looking at it from the affordable housing side. So when you ask where I stand on that, I totally support Governor Mike in fighting this. He thinks the numbers, the other governor. No, Governor Mike. Mayor, you're right. Oh my gosh, sorry. I've been up since 5. I'm going to own that.
That was a Freudian slip right there.
So you switched to the Democrats.
Sorry about that. Again, I've been up since 5. I've worked before I came here. Mayor Mike, I can feel myself turning red.
The mayor of Montville.
Yeah, Mayor of Montville. So it's the formula, the timelines, the math, the deeds. Let me look at my notes real quick. The deeds is one of their other biggest ones. So they're hoping for, as a bare minimum, to come out of tomorrow with an extension of timelines. Right off the bat, that would help us. To his point over there and a couple other folks' point. To your point, give us a little more time to look at these things. The math formula, it's crazy. He's going to bring that up. To Mr. Prime's point, they've lost every case so far. Flip side, they're actually up to 36 towns that have now joined in. We're looking at them. We're looking at another Pinelands group. I don't want this. I left Browns Mills to come here. I don't want this for my children. I think I can speak for the board that they don't want it either. So please know, as much as the idea that you guys hate 750 houses, I hate 750 houses.
They're in my backyard, man.
Yeah, and God forbid if they were in my backyard. I'm lucky enough that they're not, but that's just mere coincidence on where I chose to buy, what house was available. So you asked for where I stand. I think affordable housing is important. I grew up in the projects. Most of you don't know me. I grew up very poor. We lived in our car at one point. Affordable housing is important. There's a reason that I'm where I'm at today, and it's because my parents taught me to work. But we also had housing. Without that, I don't know where we'd be. So it is important. But what I disagree with, and you really did ask, is that we now have to have 800. And for a town like ours, it's so special because we don't have Amazon warehouses and hotels and all that other stuff. That's why we wanted to come here. Cool farms. I can go apple picking and I get pumpkins. I didn't have to go far when my children were being reared here to go get a pumpkin, right? You all want that too. It's a tough fight. This Mount Laurel doctrine is brutal. And the premise that it first started with I believe the woman's name was Eloise or Elaine, because not only do I not say governors right, I don't remember names. Lovely lady with an E. Where we are today isn't even what she wanted. So That's where I stand. So I am with you guys. I am going to help this council fight this. I am going to be a Medford resident.
I'm completely understanding that we're not gonna be able to fight this, right?
We're not
Sounds
gonna
like we're
win
get
it
beat right,
total.
left, and center.
But we can win
If we
some.
can't fight it, can we at least mitigate the potential down the line? We pay $22,000 a year personally in taxes. How are we gonna pay for another school? How are we gonna pay for more teachers? Usually that gets put on the builder, right? But they get tax deferments and they never actually do it. So we need something concrete to show that we're gonna be cared for as residents and not just a builder's gonna come in, build and split.
And that's a key piece too, to keep that portion of the redevelopment, that we get to say, no. Oh, you have that program? You're
Yeah,
not
is
running
there-
with our money.
Is there a way that we can integrate, maybe like as they build these communities, they put a school in that community, right? Is there something that we can do to ensure that we're not gonna be overloaded more than we already are?
Part of the problem is the law, excuse me.
Sure.
Part of the problem is the law forbids you from adding unnecessary, cost-generative requirements to an affordable housing development. They need all the money to subsidize the affordable housing.
So education is unnecessary.
So I can't say, you gotta build a new school, you gotta give us a new fire engine, I can't do that. But one thing you have to remember, these have to go to the planning board. Now, the numbers aren't gonna change, the planning board's not gonna change the number. But the planning board can require, the big thing is architectural control and buffers, that's the big thing. And also traffic improvements. None of this deals with traffic improvements, that's the planning board's bailiwick. They do traffic studies, and they try to impose, they can't do any unnecessary ones, but they can require the developer to do traffic improvements. And that's one of the things that I know that area of town needs, because those roads aren't built
No,
for.
there's not a shot.
For the densities that we're talking about. So that's one thing that everybody could help when they go before the planning board, is to make sure that happens.
All right, excellent, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
How you doing? Dan Whalen, 290 Medford Mount Holly Road, Medford. I have two questions, one for Mr. Prime. I was here in the August meeting, and he said that everything on the north side of 70 got changed from the AR district, which was 4 acres and 200 foot of road frontage to build on, got changed in 2020. But in the December meeting, he said it's still the AR district, but they rezoned these properties for the higher density. So I'm trying to figure out when the AR district got rid of, or
Yeah, I don't, well, the AR zone still is in effect. Everywhere it was, it's still in effect. What's changed is the Trollinger parcel has been designated as an area in need of redevelopment, so it's a redevelopment area, which allows the township to increase the density for an affordable housing site. That hasn't been done yet, but it's going to be done by,
right,
has to be done by March.
when I was here in August, you told me it was changed in 2020. That's what you told me. I'm sure you can look it up. But, all right.
The Trollinger parcel was designated as an area in need of redevelopment in 2017, but no redevelopment plan was ever put. It's never, the zoning hasn't been changed yet. It's going to be changed, but it hasn't been changed yet.
Okay. The other question is for Mr. Knoll. Mr. Samos came and bought all the sewer permits in what, 1989? The remaining sewer permits that were in Medford? 1986. All right, 86,
Yep.
off on my date. All right, so now, you say the sewer department still has room for these affordable housings?
Yes.
All right, what happens if Mr. Samos now comes in, after all these affordable housings are built, and wants to use his sewer permits that he has?
That's all accounted for in capacity analysis.
He can do that.
So how was all the sewer permits in 1986 sold that was making the sewer department at capacity in 1986, and now we still have room for 1,100 homes?
So the state, back in about 10 or 15 years ago, had us upgrade the plant, not capacity-wise, but treatment-wise, to meet the new treatment requirements. We did that, and as a result, the plant became more efficient, and also we had a lot of inflow and infiltration into our lines. So when we pave a road, we TV those lines, and if there's a
myself and my Holly resident who love and care about Burlington County. What kind of sewer system do you use? Mount Laurel MUA?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
What kind of sewer system do you use? The Mount Laurel MUA?
No, we
No, we have our own system.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a meetings, like regular meetings?
It's a municipal service. It doesn't have its own authority. This body governs over the water and sewer.
Can you make one? Like Mahali does?
You could make a MUA or sewer authority, but it's really extra government.
Oh, it's possible, right?
Anything's possible,
It wouldn't
I guess.
accomplish anything.
Yeah.
It's still a township utility. It wouldn't make any difference except cost more money, that's all.
What if someone, donate, money just to start and you could, to see us make progress? That's possible this year? It's time you give you grants and stuff to make an MEA?
There's no benefit to the town to have an MUA.
I go to the MEA in my Holly and I learn a lot.
Mount Holly serves, not just Mount Holly serves a variety of towns. Medford only serves Medford. That's why it doesn't make any sense for Medford to have an MUA.
I think it's been a great honor. I'm just a Burlington County resident. And I want to thank Raymond. I really appreciate it for the messages. And I want to thank, I think, 14 residents from Medford that respond to my YouTube. They love the quality. They love it. They come back. Like I said, I can't come in a very good signal to get here. I have to ask friends to come here to get me here. And they love the content. They love the perfect quality on edited. If you look into my YouTube channel, I just record every meeting to every town just to see what's going on. That's how you improve yourself. It's going to be uploaded tonight. It's going to be at the Medford page. About approximately an hour and a half, depending how big this recording is past. 1 hour and 50 minutes. And my limit is 3 hours of recording.
We'll wrap it up for you, sir.
And thank you, guys. And I love to see our county commissioner, and especially your family say hi, your special wife say hi. I said, hey, Louis. I said, oh, shit. I said, dude, yeah, I don't remember you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the greeting. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Hi, my name's Kenyatta Jones. I live at 14 Bennington Drive. I am a member of the school board, so I just want to put out there that I'm not speaking in that capacity, just as an individual. One question that I had that's been on my mind lately is, I know that Ms. Pollock's motion with the court really is asking the court, and merit-wise I'm not going to comment on, but it's asking the court for time for our town to regroup and figure out what the impact is of what the plan that we have so far, and maybe be able to regroup and go in a different direction. What I don't understand is why our town is opposing that motion. On the one hand, we're sitting here tonight saying that we would like to seek out other alternatives, we would like more time, but we are opposing the motion, and we're not, I know that she's asked that the opposition be withdrawn, so I'd just like to understand what the reasoning is that it's beneficial to our town to oppose a motion that's asking for more time.
I have to protect the town's interest and make sure we do not lose our immunity to builder's remedy suits. Simple as that.
I would think that if the judge was going to give us more time,
The judge is not going to give us more time. There's been no time extensions granted by any judge in this state for the fourth round. That's why Montvale has filed suit for the 36 towns, whatever it is. There are no extensions been granted.
Then my other issue is, I know I've heard that, as you said, a $9 million bond, we just don't have the money to look into these other options besides just letting the big builds happen. But, and I could be wrong, but my impression was that that was an opinion, but not something that was researched, and that numbers weren't come up with and things like that, because that's my impression, was that it was a feeling, but not something looked into.
I did not waste the township's legal fees on exploring extension of deed restriction credits when I have $200,000 in the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, when I need millions. It's as simple as that.
Well, if we look at the big picture of the financial impact of having thousands of new units in our town, it's going to cost us more than your legal fees to look into
Thousands
it.
of more units, number one.
Okay, let's just say, what is it,
Half of them-
800 now?
Half of them are age restricted, which don't send any kids to the schools, right? So-
Half?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many not age restricted?
I gave the number to the planning.
How many
board. I forget. It was
bedrooms?
440 or 450.
Okay.
No bigger than some of the existing developments we have in town already that the town's been able to absorb and the school board's been able to deal with.
That's a lot. I mean,
Of course
400
it's a
units
lot.
could have 2 kids in each unit.
Of
I mean,
course it's a lot.
so what's the impact to the town? I mean, did we look into that? I get that maybe you thought we didn't want to pay for a $9 million bond, but the cost of a bond to build a new school and then actually have employees to work year after year in that school is way more than $9 million bond. I don't understand how your picture of our town's budget doesn't also include an idea of how much our town pays for other resources. Even when you said a builder couldn't, contribute towards some non-essential thing. I talked to other people in other districts, and their builders did build things for the schools, which to me seems essential. If you're bringing in the influx of all these new students and you're having a deed restriction and they're not paying the taxes, then that seems essential. So I wouldn't discount the idea that a builder could somehow help our schools. I mean, are you saying that any contribution to our schools would be non-essential?
That's what the cases, the court cases say, not what I say.
And no other townships that you're aware of do that?
Well, I researched the Morristown. I gave the council all the Morristown numbers, the USAM numbers. Their numbers are higher than ours. They have inclusionary housing developments just like we have. This is a statewide
I could give you
problem.
the name. I could give you towns that do this.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
And it could help our town
Absolutely.
to know how they do it, and they've been able to do it.
We are exploring some options. I don't care to disclose them publicly.
Sure.
There are some redevelopment area bonds, types of things that we can explore where contributions can be made to the school through taxing the new people. But we've got to explore all that. I cannot sit here and guarantee that we can do that. And frankly, I don't want to even discuss it. I want to be able to explore it and see what we can do.
I just think, a
Well,
$9
that's
million
ignoring it.
bond sounds wonderful to me right now compared to where I think the direction I think we're going in. And the amount of bond that our schools are going to be asking for at some point. And, it's just somehow we have to look at the bigger picture and not just the cost to the town exclusive of the schools.
And the total tax, because.
Yes.
It's 501 and have
Yes.
to have another. If we don't do this, then we're going to have all these other costs.
Yeah,
Which might be more.
I felt like at some point when the town sent out a notice to everybody with a pie graph on it that showed where your taxes are going and made that pie graph look like all of your taxes are going to the schools. We're just asking for $1 million. To me, that made it seem very partisan and separate, and not as though it doesn't matter if it's going to the schools or not. It's all coming out of our pockets. Let's look at it as one big picture. How do we fix that picture?
Problem
so-
is, ma'am, we collect the taxes, and we get blamed for all the taxes. That's the problem.
I don't think that's true.
I do.
I've seen your council members come to the school board meetings and point a finger at us
I'm not
for
gonna do
raising taxes. So that is not true.
That's-
We are all together
That's a
in
matter of
this.
opinion.
That's what I think. Well,
I do
okay.
too.
Ms.
Thank
Jones,
you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right. We will move on to the manager's report. Mr. Hornicle?
Thank you, Mayor. I have a couple of items before I get to the ones that are on the agenda. First of all, I just want to clarify for council that we're looking to reissue the RFP. We're not necessarily rejecting who's submitted. Council can still consider the firms that have submitted. We're just reopening it to enable more firms to submit. Just want to clarify that.
And this is for 39 Allen Ave, correct?
No, for the RFP for attorneys.
I believe because it was open with an advertised date, we have to reject and reopen.
It's really semantics. The folks can reapply. I would prefer that they reapply, not have to be considered. I think they should have to
Okay,
reapply.
that's fair. It's fine. If that's the way,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify how
Sure,
council wants
yeah.
it. I'll certainly get it done.
Yep.
All right, great. Next, I just want to let council know that within the Department of Fire and EMS, we proudly promoted our first career female lieutenant, and that is Denise Begley. She is our EMS lieutenant. She has been doing EMS for well over 30 years. She's been a member. Actually, she started out at college doing EMS work, and then she was a volunteer and career person at Delran for 30 years. She started with us in 2000 as a per diem EMT, stayed on with us for 19 years, working either per diem or part-time until we were able to establish permanent full-time EMT positions. So she became a full-time EMT in 2019, and we opened up a lieutenant position at the end of last year. She applied. She was an outstanding candidate, and we are proud to promote her into that role in our supervisory staff in fire and EMS. Next, I just wanted to give a shout out to the MYAA. To refresh your memory, you may have seen the email that I sent today. On our behalf, they took on the project of installing turf field lighting at an artificial turf field on Hartford Crossing Park on Hartford Road, on Church Road. And that project is now complete. And jointly between the MYAA and council, we'd like to have a light switch ceremony when we get to the first night game of the season where they will be able to use those lights. So thank you to the MYAA for taking one project off of my plate and successfully getting it accomplished. I have two items on the agenda tonight. The first one is kind of like two projects in one. We would like to have a veterans art exhibit. Angela Seforza is our external affairs coordinator. She will be working with, I think, the Medford Art Center and others on this project for Medford. And additionally, at Town Hall, on the first floor, we have that giant hallway that's basically vacant. And we'd like to turn that into our Veterans Hall of Honor, where families can submit pictures of veterans from Medford Township with a little bio underneath of them that we will frame and hang on that wall. So anybody visiting Town Hall can pay their respects to both living and deceased veterans. We are also, and as a footnote, we're also restarting our engraving bricks memorial over at Freedom Park for first responders. So that's kind of like 3 initiatives that we are either starting or restarting again. And then my last item, I am seeking your approval to re-advertise the former Pinelands Library at 39 Allen Ave. By way of background, we did get an appraisal done last winter. We published in a couple different newspapers. We hung a sign out front. We had a RFP that people were able to access on the internet. We had one proposer. We were optimistic that that proposer wanted to do something with the building. Unfortunately, the condition of the building is very difficult. So from council, I would just like you to contemplate what option of the various options that we can do, whether we should advertise it to do a demolition and rebuild, a partial demolition and rebuild, take it as it is, whatever it may be. But I would like your authorization to re-advertise that and solicit more proposers. There are parties that are interested, I've heard from 2 of them, that are interested in having an opportunity to submit a proposal for that property. And I could structure the RFP with council's guidance and giving them options to submit, whether they would want to, again, do a partial demo, full demo, whatnot. So any thoughts, comments, feedback?
So just to, I guess, go over the process that you're asking for. So we had a bidder that, unfortunately, the project didn't work for their needs, and due to the state of the building and the need for us to really revitalize that part of town, put it back on the tax rolls, and make good use of it, you're asking council for approval to go out on it with an RFP, slightly modified than what we had before, open it up to more bidders that might have different interests than what were originally requested.
Correct.
Yeah. I would like potentially all the members of council, I know Councilwoman Milk and I had an opportunity to be part of this process prior, but just to bring the other 3 members up to speed, just to, at your opportunity to talk to the manager about how we got here and where we'd like to move forward. But this could be something that we could, if everyone's in agreement, put on the agenda for our next meeting.
Sure.
Yeah.
The idea is to get it back on the tax rolls
As soon as possible.
development.
Yeah. What would be, if we were all in agreement, what would be the first step for this new process?
Put out the RFP.
I would just, I would make some additional changes to the RFP, have council review it, approve it, and then we would publish the RFP, and we would list it on our website, and we'd hang the sign out front again with just a different, please respond by date.
And you need an action to be taken at a council meeting for this to happen?
I just need your support, that's all. I don't need a resolution, I just need your support. And if you have specific questions, you know where to find me.
If I could just,
Yeah.
for the one proposal that was received that they backed out, how did that compare to the appraisal that was done on the property?
So they never actually gave us an offer for the property. They gave us a proposal of what they'd like to do with the property.
Okay.
And then what they did was they brought in a couple of different professionals. They hired an engineer, they hired an architect, and they hired a planner to go in and inspect the building. And then their professionals gave them different options, and after they reviewed all the options, they just weren't in a position to move forward with the negotiation on that. We have to be flexible with the price just because of the condition of the property. It's really, unfortunately, the weather, the raccoons got in there, and structurally 30 years ago or 40 years ago an addition was built. We can't even find the plans for them. So, thank you.
All right, and we will now move to the clerk's report.
I have a couple of things. First of all, we have an approval for a basket raffle license for Cedar Run, February 7th, from 1 to 5 at 47 Stokes. If I could get all in favor for that.
Aye.
And then just an update as far as the sound system and live stream. So I think everybody today has been enjoying the new microphone. We just luckily got that installed today. So we were working on that. It should be much easier. It's adjustable. It sounds like it's going well. As far as the live stream, our last meeting, we did not get recorded. The camera was broken. Since then, on the 23rd of December, we had the team come out and install a new camera. Luckily, it looks like everything's working now. We are going to also pursue some Plan B options for backup in the future. That's the update.
And if I could just piggyback on what Tara said, we've also had residents contact us with ideas. So Tara and another staff member and I met with Eugene, one of our residents, who gave us some good input on vendors to explore. We've gotten in touch with the Lenape Regional School District. Thank you very much, Councilwoman Sanamore, for that suggestion. We were able to get in touch with somebody, so we'll have a meeting soon with them as well.
Great. Ms. Ricker, thank you for all the work you've done. It's important not only to us, but the residents, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we approve that. So next up, we have the bills list. We have a bills list dated January 2nd, 2026. Do the members of council have any questions or comments on the bills list? May I have a motion to approve the bills list?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. There are no ordinances for second reading. There are no ordinances for first reading. Now we move on to our consent agenda resolutions.
Mayor, the Resolution 14, 2026, appointment to the planning board, the resolution that was in the packet had blanks and some incorrect information because it referred to members of the board previously appointed when they weren't previously appointed, their new terms. I understand that the council wants to make the appointments, so I need a motion to remove Resolution 14, 2026 from the consent agenda and move it to the regular agenda for a discussion and vote.
I would make that motion.
Second.
Second.
All in, do I need an all in favor?
We ought to do a roll call.
Roll call, excuse me.
Ms. Santamore?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Sizzle?
Aye.
Next thing would be a motion to name the following members to the planning board for 2026. And that resolution to be read into the record by the motion, whoever makes the motion.
So would you confirm I need to read this whole list, this whole paper?
Yes.
So I just want to be sure.
Read the whole list.
Starting with
I
whereas?
need a motion.
Oh, I would make that motion.
Yep.
Do you need a second on that?
Yes, I do.
Second.
And roll call, please.
Ms.
This is to
Santamore?
make the appointments.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Sizzle?
Aye.
Okay, so the motion is made, it's been seconded and carried. Now you can read the resolution.
Starting with whereas?
Yes, ma'am.
Whereas pursuant to Medford Township Administrative Code, there exists in the Township of Medford a planning board, and whereas the terms of certain members of said board have expired, and the Township Council desires to reappoint said members and/or make new appointments. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Medford that the following individuals, all of whom are residents of the township, be and the same are hereby appointed and/or reappointed to said board for the terms as set forth below. Michael Sizik, Class 1 Manager, 1 year to expire December 31st, 2026. Marty Hamilton, Class 2, Municipal Official or Environmental Advisory Commission, 1 year to expire December 31st, 2026. Bethany Milk, Class 3, Governing Body, 1 year to December 31st, 2026. Vittorio Adepet, Alternate 1, year to expire December 31st, 2026. Darren Gould, Alternate 2, 1-year term to expire December 31st, 2026. Be it further resolved that the balance of the membership of said boards is as follows. Chad Muckenfuss, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2028. Donna Simmons, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2028. Chuck Watson, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2029. Jack Hartwig, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2029. Thomas Giuliano, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2029. Clark Perks, Class 4, 4-year term to expire December 31st, 2026.
Motion's been made and seconded, discussion and a vote.
On the question?
Sure.
There were names mentioned in that list that were just provided to the council in an email for applicants for this board. So how are they being considered to be appointed when this council has not yet met with individuals?
Where's the transparency?
We just received emails with applications for at least two names that were on that list this week. And yet now they're appearing on the board to be appointed already.
Which two are you referring to?
Chuck Watson and Donna Simons, who I know we just received their emails of their information, their application, I believe it was yesterday. I received that email from Tara. And we have not met. We told the public tonight that we were still accepting applications, going to be reviewing, and yet their names are already appearing on the resolution.
We are accepting more applications.
So how are we then filling vacancies with individuals who we just received their applications for?
This isn't all the spots, right?
This is all the spots for this board.
Because those names don't match the original names. I know there were some changes based on different things that happened this evening, but there were multiple vacancies on the original resolution that came out.
And grammatical errors.
And grammatical errors, yeah. But I'm talking about the vacancies.
Right. So once the resolution was removed from consent agenda,
Yes.
and a motion was made to read into the record a resolution for a new roster of planning board members,
Correct.
this is the proposed
But
resolution.
my question though is how was this resolution developed and names added to this resolution when it's including names of applicants who we just received? When we have not even met to discuss everyone who has applied for all of the boards, planning board, zoning, environmental.
This is a council decision, it's not a legal matter, but the planning board meets on January 28th. The next council meeting is January 20th. If you're going to have a planning board meeting on the 28th, you've got to have planning board members have a chance to review the packets, prepare for the
We
meeting.
move the
and
meeting?
have a meeting. Meeting's January 28th.
But could you move that?
No,
Why not?
because that's the scheduled meeting.
Okay, but you can announce that you moved it.
That's up to the planning board,
No, it's
not
up to
up to this
us.
council. We can't move the meeting, it's the planning board.
We don't schedule the planning
We
board
don't
meeting.
schedule the
Okay.
meeting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be.
That's all right.
Yeah.
The planning board sets their schedule on January 28th.
Okay.
But
Oh, I
this is the problem. I think this is what the residents have had issues with about transparency. Here we are in a situation where we knew there were vacancies. We told the public that we've accepted applications post the date of November. We told the gentleman tonight that we would consider potentially extending that beyond. And yet, and I know yesterday, I think it was, or Friday, from Tara's email, was there were applications of two names who are now on that list. We have not met as a council to discuss any of those applications. We've not interviewed any of those applications, and yet now we're appointing people to this board. Potentially.
Yeah, a motion was made based off the names that were read, and now would be an opportunity to determine if members of this board are comfortable appointing these members.
So we don't have to approve them?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's simple. Okay.
But I understand that. But my question, though, goes back to how was this resolution developed, and how were these names placed on the resolution without discussion amongst the council?
How was a resolution?
No. How were these additional names added to this resolution without discussion amongst the council members as to how these names were going to be added and who was going to be added to this appointment? Who made the decision to advise the township manager and the township clerk to add these names to this resolution?
This was a resolution that was prepared, that was just read in the record by Deputy.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But somebody had to advise the township clerk to prepare the resolution with those names on it. My question is who gave the direction to approve those names to be added to that resolution.
I think when we saw the applications come through, I think.
Applications just came through yesterday for at least 2 of those individuals.
And we agreed that those applications would be considered.
But,
So we're considering those applications.
but it's appearing though that they're already being considered for appointment, without there's ever been any discussion as to who we would consider appointing to this board or that board
For vacancies.
for vacancies.
Right. Right, so we have vacancies. The deadline was November. I think.
But I know 2 of those names were not in the original email of applications that were received. They came in just yesterday, I think it was, in the second wave of emails of applicants.
Many.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right. So if we're not to consider any of those names, then I can understand your point, but I think we all agreed that we would accept names after.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm just asking about how they've already made it to a resolution without any discussion amongst council or any type of interviews with individuals of these applicants.
For the 2 that you had mentioned, I think it's fair to say that members of this board and the public are aware of the resumes of the 2 people that you mentioned. These are public figures that have done many great things for our town, and I would, I think, again, we have an opportunity to vote here. I'm not making any prejudgments here, but I think everyone on this board knew those names.
I'm certain that everyone does, and I'm sure that everyone in the public does. But again, it's the transparency piece. We've extended the deadline, we've put things out, we say we're going to interview, and yet already there's a proposal to take action without anything being considered.
It was planning and zoning, though. We still.
Well, there is a resolution for
various boards.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18, that have many other vacancies that can be filled. As Mr. Prime said, that based off the
But this board also had vacancies. In the original resolution that came out.
And grammatical errors.
Grammatical errors aside, does not discount vacancies.
We did remove the resolution for those errors.
Okay, right. But the vacancies still were existing aside from the original resolution.
And Deputy Mayor Voorhees read into the record a resolution in which we now have a motion to vote.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded, it's on the table for vote. If there are any other comments by the council, clerk can call the roll on the motion to adopt that resolution as read by.
For this singular resolution.
Only for 14, right? The rest of it's on the consent agenda. If there's any questions, we'll have to remove those, but I don't think there's any other questions on those. There's still 2 vacancies on the zoning board that need to be filled in a second.
Right, we have several vacancies on.
This is on 14, 2026 appointments to the planning board.
Correct. Any other questions?
No.
Roll, please.
Ms. Santamore?
No.
Mr. Cox?
No.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Sizik?
Aye. All right, we will move that to consent agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We have Resolution 15, 2026, appointments to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Resolution 16, 2026, appointment to the Economic Development Commission. Resolution 17, 2026, appointment to the Environmental Affairs Advisory Committee. Resolution 18, 2026, appointment to the Green Team Advisory Committee. Resolution 19, 2026, adopting a reinstated deferred compensation plan, including Roth provisions. Resolution 20, 2026, removing deed restrictions on Block 808, Lot 6.04, previously imposed by the Planning Board. And Resolution 21, 2026, amending the employment agreement with the Chief of Fire and Emergency Services.
Just to be clear, these resolutions were in the packet.
Yes.
And they're being adopted as written.
Are there any questions?
I have a question for that.
Why weren't any of the names of the 2 applicants decided for an option for one of these boards that were listed here? how was the decision made to appoint those individuals to the planning board rather than the vacancies on one of these other boards?
They applied to the planning board. They may not have applied.
Again, I go back to my statement that this is the problem that the community has had with this administration for a number of years, the lack of transparency that has existed. And again, I continue to press that forward tonight. Because I truly believe when we sat here and said and told this public that we were collecting applicants post the November date, we told the gentleman tonight that we will consider extending even beyond, and yet there were certain members of this body who knew there was a resolution coming with names already added to it, and I really disrespect that, truly disrespectful.
Do I have a motion in a second?
Hold on, I have a question.
Oh, I'm
if you
sorry.
don't mind.
Go ahead.
At what point will we extend the deadline for people who do want to get on the zoning board? At what point do we do that?
That was a conversation that.
Sorry, I'm just not sure if,
Yeah.
where it all falls in. So that if anybody here does want to get on the zoning board, they can still apply for that. There's vacancies. They
Because
can-
you've already been shut out of the planning board if you were interested, so I apologize for that.
Sir, I'm going to respectfully, sir.
For change. And what you guys just did was you took the old mayor and put him on a planning board? Yeah. Mike, you're nuts. I'll walk out myself.
So, go ahead.
To your point, Deputy Mayor Voorhees, there needs to be time designated for people to fill the vacancies, and I'll go back to what I had said earlier, forgive me, but we are looking to fill the vacancies left from this evening.
Absolutely.
With
When do
applicants.
we, again, that's a process I'm still new to. At what point do we say we can extend it till whatever the deadline is, just so we can let people know? Do we decide that in executive? Do we decide that? How do we get the information out
Because we
there?
need time to interview.
Okay, yeah.
So, I do want to make sure that we
They two
stick
different
with
things?
the consent
They're two
agenda for
different
now.
things then, okay.
But we should answer that question right after consent agenda.
Perfect.
Okay.
And the zoning board, I think, I don't have it in front of me, the printed resolution, I think, refers to one of the planning board members that we just appointed.
Marty.
Yeah, the class 2 member, he was on the zoning board, but you just appointed him to the planning board, so he can't be on both.
Right.
So that motion should, whenever you, if you make the motion to adopt the consent agenda, resolution 15/2026 should be amended to exclude Marty. It'd be 2 vacancies on the zoning board. Then you have to decide, you can make the appointments, but you'll have 2 vacancies, and you have to decide when you want to fill those.
Can we remove resolution 15/2026 from the consent agenda?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Make a motion to remove resolution 15/2026 from the consent agenda.
Second?
And I need a motion to amend resolution 15/2026 to remove
Marty Hamilton.
Marty Hamilton from the appointment, so there'd be 2 vacancies on the zoning board.
Would you make that motion, Ms. Sims?
So moved.
I'll second that.
So, anybody opposed? Voice vote?
All in favor?
Aye. Okay. So now a motion would be to amend it accordingly.
Okay.
A motion to amend?
Motion to amend 15. May I make the
Sorry,
motion?
thank
Sure.
Okay, I'll make the motion. I'd like to make a motion to amend resolution 15 to remove Marty Hamilton from the original draft.
And the balance would be the
And the balance would remain the
appointees.
same.
I'll second that.
And again, voice
Roll.
vote, any opposition?
Any opposite, any, no? Okay.
Then on the motion to adopt resolution 15/2026, it's been removed from the
Right.
consent agenda. Now you have a motion to adopt that resolution
So we're going to
as
focus
amended.
an amended 15, removing Marty Hamilton.
Correct.
Okay. That leaves, just for the record, 2 vacancies on that board.
That's correct.
Correct.
Roll call.
Roll call, please, Ms. Wicker.
Ms. Sedgwick?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Sisson?
Aye.
Now, the balance of the consent agenda.
Would be your-
If there's any questions on that, we have to remove any of those.
Dwindling it down. So we're down to, which I've already read into the record,
16 through 21.
16 through 21. Any questions on 16 through 21? No? Seeing none, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Do I need a motion to
Oh, I'm sorry.
adopt the
Make
consent?
a
I did not
motion
get
to
the
accept
motion.
those?
Motion?
Second.
Second. Now may I have
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'll get it then.
Okay, that's right. Now you can roll call.
Ms. Santor?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Mill?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Voorhees?
Aye.
Mayor Kinsler?
Aye. The resolutions 16 through 21 have passed.
Are adopted, yes.
Are done. So we do, just to be clear, just to clarify, we do not need a resolution 22 to put out for RFP, correct?
You do not. You directed the manager to republish the RFPs for all the attorney positions to be returned at the date that you guys tell him.
Understood. And to Councilman Cox, mentioned earlier, based off the timeframes of the, yes, sir?
I'm just based on what Mr. Prime said, is the RFP issue for all attorney positions or just the township attorney?
All the attorney positions, because the planning board and zoning board, if you pick a firm that already represents the planning and zoning board as the township solicitor, you got to appoint a new planning and zoning
Thank
board attorney. So I don't know what you're going to do. You
I
gotta
hear
cover
you.
everything.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, thank you.
And just a slight clarification, we don't need the municipal prosecutors.
I'm sorry.
Just it's a township attorney, the conflict counsel, and special counsel. Those are
Bond counsel,
Yeah, bond-
planning and zoning.
planning, zoning, and labor.
Right.
Okay. So based off the need for that reissuance?
Yes.
The council, the manager, and the clerk will post special executive meetings to allow for those interviews.
Yes.
These will be posted on the website, in the paper, and in the municipal building.
Yep.
These dates will be Monday the 26th and Tuesday the 27th at 6:30 via Zoom.
That's fine. That-
We
that-
all comfortable
That
with
should
those
be in,
dates?
that should be in the form of a motion.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done.
Okay, no.
Done.
Okay. Okay.
One thing I do want, I don't want to belabor this, but the planning and zoning board attorney positions are appointed by the planning and zoning board. What you're doing is making sure we get the RFPs in for them to be able to make.
To allow them to. And
You don't appoint the planning and zoning board attorneys. That's
just to clarify, because this is something that, as we've never experienced as a board, or
Right.
any of the members have.
Yep.
So you had mentioned in the previous statement that the planning and zoning attorneys cannot be also the township solicitor.
That's correct.
Right. So
Can't be in the same firm.
Who gets the first right of refusal?
Township.
The township. So we
Of
go
course.
first, right?
Of course.
Okay, just to be clear with how those professionals are selected.
Right.
All right, I believe we're through consent agenda resolutions.
You are done.
Okay, we do not have an executive session tonight.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
It's freezing. I am so cold. My toes hurt.